My brain is killing me, man. Hey guys, what's up? It's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. So, um, I have been hearing you guys' comments, and I've seen there's so many people that are finding my channel through the videos I made about benzodiazepine withdrawal. And I have gotten so many comments on those videos, you guys, of people that are still struggling, um, going through a hard time. Hey, Sonia. So I wanted to come on here and I wanted to talk to you guys about my experience and kind of like let you know that my experience is not like, I don't think it's a normal experience when coming off of a high milligram of benzos. Now, I'm going to take you guys back, okay? Way back to I was in high school. Okay? I think I was 18. I just graduated high school, excuse me. And when I got out of high school, you guys, I got put on Xanax. Okay? The reason I got put on Xanax is because I started a job at the age of I think 20 or 21 where I was working for the state of Arkansas. Okay? So I was working for the state of Arkansas, and the job that I had was extremely stressful. It was stressful where I would have lines. I'm talking hundreds and hundreds of people. God, my face is breaking out so bad right here. I would have hundreds and hundreds of people lined up at my desk every single day to do their car payments, car insurance, to get their cars assessed, to get their cars licensed and tags, to get driver's licenses. It was hard. Okay, so I got put on Xanax. Well, from the first time I took a Xanax, you guys, I was in love. I loved the feeling that benzos gave me. I loved feeling like I was invincible. That's what benzos made me feel like. Benzos made me not have a care in the world. And that's what I was searching for so long with all these other drugs I had been doing. Benzos were always a staple in my everyday life. When I didn't have a prescription anymore, because I think I kept that prescription for about 5 years legally through the doctor. When it got taken away because I was eating them all, I started buying them off the street. I had to take Xanax every single day, you guys, because if I didn't, I would be insane. Okay, so every single day, okay, I would wake up. If I didn't have enough from the night before when I bought some, I would buy some that morning. When me and Neil got together, we kept Xanax and Klonopin on deck. We had several different dealers all over Little Rock where we would go to their houses and buy all their Xanaxes up. I know that that's how you first took Xanax, with a legal prescription. Yes, we'll see. It was because I was working at the revenue office. The way I got introduced to Xanax was my boss at the revenue office gave me one of her pills. Gave me a peach Xanax one day because I was having a panic attack at work. She gave it to me. She said, "Here, girl, take this." So I took it, and I was like, this is the shit. I need this, right? And for a drug addict like me, that was my reaction. This is the shit. I need this, okay? For someone who's struggling with real fucking anxiety, they probably think this is amazing. It's helping me with my anxiety, right? But the doctor never told me that I didn't need to take it every day, right? It was prescribed to last me through 30 days. It was prescribed to me to be taken twice a day as needed for 30 days. Okay. And that prescription lasted me years. I went and got it refilled every month, right? At that time, I was bouncing between Zoloft and Paxil. My doctor was trying to figure out what depression medication would work for me because I was going through a hard time. Because I was working that job and it was crazy, and I was also smoking dope, y'all. I was smoking methamphetamine, and so that's the thing. I think a lot of people are finding my benzodiazepine video, and they are people who are not drug addicts. They were just prescribed benzos for their legit anxiety, and now they're trying to come off of it, and they're freaking the fuck out, right? And I understand, like, rightfully so. Benzo withdrawal is so scary, you guys. And the reason I guess the reason why I don't act like it was a big deal for me is because I was going through opiate withdrawal. I was going through not having crack or meth or cocaine. Like, I was going through so many withdrawals at the same time. Hey, wonderful mom, that I didn't realize which withdrawal was which. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I didn't. That's kind of like why I wanted to make this video and talk to you guys, because I don't want anyone to think, oh, well, she came off benzos and it was just easy, because that's not the case. None of my withdrawals have ever been easy. Do I think that I might still be experiencing like residual effects from benzos? Well, fucking yeah. Yeah. When I first got sober, it took me a year to not have panic attacks in front of people in the middle of the fucking grocery store. Because I would go to the grocery store and I would think everyone was looking at me. I would think people were staring at me, and I would think they were talking bad about me. I would be paranoid. Sorry, my hair is driving me nuts. Put it back up in this towel. I would just be like so overly paranoid, and I didn't know that it was because of I was going through benzo withdrawal. You know, I was so worried about coming off of opiates, you guys, and being back on Suboxone, and not that I wasn't like concerned about what else was going on. But I read so many of you guys' comments who talk about how you have all these different like heart palpitations and tachycardia, and some of you said that you haven't been back to normal after like 10 years of being off benzos. And you know, I have to be honest with you guys, I don't know what normal is. Okay, I've been abusing massive amounts of drugs for so long that I don't know what it's like to feel normal. You know, I'm also still on Suboxone. So that opiate going to my receptors in my brain, it might help with the fact that I was coming off of Xanax, you know? But I never want anyone to think that I'm trying to like belittle or make your experience seem less than, because I'm not. I just didn't realize that, how do I explain this? I was just going through so many different withdrawals at one time that I couldn't pinpoint, right? Shelly, yeah. I couldn't pinpoint which withdrawal it was that I was going through that I was being affected by. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now at 4 years sober, 4 years off of benzos, okay? 4 years off of alcohol, 4 years off of cocaine, 4 years off of crack, 4 years off of meth, okay? 4 years off of all hardcore substances, except I take Suboxone for opiate addiction. Now, I have to add that in there because I don't know if Suboxone affects like maybe my overall like mood, or if it affects like anything that has to do with benzo withdrawal. And I'm also on Lexapro and Wellbutrin. Those medications might also play into the fact that I've had a little bit of a not easier time, but just an easier transition coming off of benzos, right? Now, but I also have to be honest, like, I was so focused on getting my son back when I got out of treatment, you guys, and getting a sponsor and working the 12 steps. Hey, Lydia, that I was focused so much on other things than focusing on going through withdrawal from benzodiazepines. Okay, because I was cut, bam, cold turkey off benzos, okay? Cold mother turkey, all right? I was in the treatment center, the rehab. My husband was delivering Xanaxes to me every day for 2 weeks, okay? I was eating them like a motherfucker, being high up in the treatment center, kicking it, right? I was falling asleep on my bed, eating Doritos and Cheetos and all kinds of crazy shit, looking like a fool, eating fucking bowls of Cheerios in the middle of group. Everybody knew I was high. I was so bad, you guys. And then they caught me. And I got cut off. Bam, just like that. 2 weeks. Nothing. Two weeks left in treatment, nothing. So I sat in there and went through benzo withdrawal in front of everybody in the treatment center. I had to go to groups. I had to wake up. I had to go to eat. I had to go walk outside in the damn heat because it was the middle of July. I had to go on fucking hikes with everybody. And I just got up and pushed through it and did it. Like, I just did it, you guys. But I was so focused on my son being in DHS custody that might have saved my ass a little bit, you know? That might have saved my ass because I was really focused on my child and getting him back and worrying about whether he was safe or not, worrying about where he was at. I remember the week before I got out of treatment, my caseworker brought my son up to the treatment center to see me. And he had these rash all over his body, all these spots. And I freaked out. I was like, why does he have all these spots all over him? And my caseworker didn't even know what was going on. She's like, what are you talking about? There was nothing wrong with him when I picked him up. And I told her, come back here, look, because he was in the back seat with me. And he had these spots all over him. He had gotten hand, foot, and mouth disease from the respite care place they put him in because they didn't have a home for him to go to. Because he couldn't go to my mother-in-law. He couldn't go to my parents. My parents were in New York. So he had to go into some group home. It wasn't until I got out of treatment that they found a house for my son to be safe at. So I was so worried about my child and what was going on there. I wasn't focusing on what was going on with me. All I cared about was getting my kid back. I think what happens for a lot of people that are going through benzo withdrawal is they stop their life. They stop their life and they don't do anything else besides focus on what their withdrawal symptoms are. And that is really a strong part. Hand, foot, and mouth disease, it is like it's like a little virus. It's a virus that goes around amongst children, little kids, okay? Especially like daycare and stuff like that. And what happens is they get these sores. And they can get it inside their mouth. They can get it on the bottom of their feet. They can get it all over their body. And it's just a virus passed between like little kids and stuff, right? And they go through a fever and a rash, and they have these big blisters in there. It's just crazy, y'all. Look it up. It's called hand, foot, and mouth. It was scary because I hadn't seen Nate in like 2 weeks, right? Oh, hey, Aston. And I hadn't seen him in like 2 weeks, and they brought him up there to see me at the treatment center, and I was tripping. So then when I got out of treatment, I had been off of benzos for 2 weeks when I stepped out of the treatment door. All right? I stepped out of the treatment door. They had put me on Lexapro while I was in treatment, you guys. So that might have also helped with my benzo withdrawal. And then the minute I stepped out of the treatment door, 2 days after that, I got put on Suboxone, and that really helped me just in general with my addictive thinking and with like me like obsessing over substances, right? Hey, baby. It was a hard time, you know. It was a hard time. So, but I'm telling you guys, like, I had an advantage, I feel like, because my mind was overcome with grief and worrying about my son. I was obsessed with proving to the courts that I was sober and that I was doing the right thing. I was studying AA and the 12 steps like a mad woman. I went to the courtroom and I recited that shit off memory, okay? Because I was trying to prove to these people that I was a good mom and that I was fit to have my son back. And they weren't making it easy on me. They were making me jump through hoops. They didn't want to give Nathaniel back to me because I had been to treatment 5 times before that, because I had a felony on my record and went to prison. You know, they didn't want me to have my kid back. They wanted to take Nate from me. And so that really helped me to focus on other things rather than my own benzo withdrawal, right? Hey, so Shelly, tell me this, girl. So when you came off of everything at the same time, do you feel like because you came off it at the same time that it kind of like helped you to not realize which one was what you were going through and what you were struggling from? You know what I'm saying? Like, because I was pulled off of so many things at the same time, like, and I also truly believe that a lot of people that are going through benzo withdrawal are on the internet, they're googling symptoms, and that shit fucks with your mind, you guys. Please understand this, okay? Your brain is so powerful. When you're online and you're reading all these horror stories about other people and their benzo withdrawal, yes, that's exactly. And so, what I think happens is a lot of people that are going through benzo withdrawal, they're hyper focused on the fact that they're going through benzo withdrawal, right? And I was hyper focused on getting my son back, right? So, I could have been feeling like shit, you guys. I could have been but I was so destitute. I was so, y'all, I was grief stricken. I cried every single night. I would have dreams about my son being here and he wouldn't be here. It was horrible. It was the worst experience of my whole entire life. That's why I think that when I talk about my benzo withdrawal, I don't talk about it like it was shit, because I don't remember it, because I was so focused on my son. You know? And that saved my ass, you guys. That saved my ass, really, it did. Being worried about my child saved me, because I don't know if I could have made it if I was just sitting here focused on the way I was feeling. Do you understand? It's just so hard. And I don't ever want anyone who's going through that to think that I don't care or I don't think that you're struggling, because I know, dude, it's hard fucking coming off everything. Everything's hard to come off of. But I know just from reading the comments that I'm getting on these videos, you guys, I know that these people they're going through the hardest thing they've ever gone through in their life. Oh, Sonia, I love you, girl. I'm glad you found me too, girl. The only advice I can give to people that are going through benzo withdrawal is to find something that you're passionate about to help you keep you busy, to find something else to focus your time and energy on besides the fact that you're not feeling good, and it could save your life. Our brains are so powerful. Like, I'm telling you, the obsession of the mind that is addiction, it's so powerful, you guys. You know, I could sit here all day and obsess over getting high. If I thought about drugs and alcohol, I would drive myself insane, because I would think about wanting to get high every single day, right? And I truly believe that it's that you are in charge of your life, right? You can do it. Yes, right, Shelly. That's what I was going to say. You can do it. It really is. A lot of the withdrawal that we go through is psychological. And I'm not trying to say that you're not going through pain. I'm not trying to say that you're not experiencing these horrible withdrawal symptoms, right? But what I'm trying to tell you is that your brain makes it 10 times worse. 10 times worse, you guys. I'm telling you. I've been through all kinds of different withdrawals. And when I kept my mind busy and I was moving around and I was working and trying to push through the pain, it made it a little bit easier on me, right? When I had something to focus on. Shit, go do some charity work. Go find some drug addicts that are on the street that are freaking in their active addiction, and take them to a treatment center and drop them off and do something good for somebody else. I'm telling you, it will change your life. It will change your life. Taking the focus off of you and what you're going through, I'm telling you, because what we do is we get into this poor, pitiful me situation. And that is the worst place to be, you guys, when you're just like, my life sucks. I want to die. I'm never going to get better. I'm going to be like this for the rest of my life. Let me look up some more symptoms so I can freak out. My life sucks. I'm never going to get better. It's like a fucking vicious cycle. Hey, Shannon. So, and it keeps repeating itself until you kind of like snap out of it. You know what I'm saying? But what happens is it's kind of like, it's hard to snap out of it if that's what you've done for so many years. I mean, I did the same thing. Don't get it twisted, y'all. That's why I was in active addiction for 13 years, because I did the same thing. You know, I did the same shit. Lord, I was always crying, y'all. And when I wasn't crying, I was so high out of my mind that I was fucking going crazy. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it was either one extreme or the next. I was either comatose or like hallucinating, or I was crying my eyes out. So we can all do this. Yay! That would be so cool, Sonia. I'm telling you, it will change your life. Okay, I know you guys think I'm weird because I stop and I talk to people on the side of the road, right? I don't know if all y'all think that's weird, but some people do. And I'm like, well, you know what? You don't have to do it. But I stop and I talk to people on the side of the road when I see them, because most of the time they're addicts who just need some support, right? And so every time I stop on the side of the road and I talk to somebody like that pregnant lady I saw the other day, after I leave, I'm like, that was good. You should have done that. She needed your help, right? That's a human person. That's a human being. Right? Just because they're homeless, just because they're on drugs, just because they're nasty and dirty doesn't make them a person anymore. You know, of course I'm going to stop and talk to them. I don't give a damn if they're manipulating me. I don't give a damn if they're just taking my money to go get more drugs. I don't care. I'm showing that person love and compassion, something they probably haven't gotten in a long time. People are so judgmental and they act like they're so much better than just because they are clean and have nice things. And you know what? The reason I do that shit is because I used to be that girl walking on the side of the road. Okay? I used to be that girl that hadn't taken a shower in 4 days, stank like ass, talking to herself. Okay? I used to be that person. Why would I ever shun that person? You know, it's like, I used to work with these women. I can talk about it now because I don't work there anymore. I used to work with this woman. I'm not going to say her name. We'll just call her B. And she was my manager, okay? And we worked in this little building, and then the building attached to it, there was an open like walkway goes into this makeup place where this other lady worked named R. Okay, and B and R were like the epitome of hypocritical Christians. You know, the ones that go to church every day because they want to be better than everybody. And, you know, the ones that pray for people but just walk by when they're on the side of the road dying. Yeah, those kind of Christians. Okay, and so every day I would come in and we would have this homeless guy that was downstairs, right? He was downstairs underneath. Well, okay, so when you walk in the building, to the side of the building there were stairs that went down to like an alleyway, okay? And so in that alleyway was where the dumpster was for all of our trash. So you guys know me, they always made me take out the trash, so I was always out down there at the alley, down there talking to the homeless guy. So one day he was out there laying across the concrete with a bottle of something in his hand, just a wailing and a wailing, talking to himself. So I went over there and started talking to him, see what was going on, you know? And my manager came out there and she's like, "What are you doing talking to him? Don't you know that he can hurt you?" And I'm like, "Why? Because he's drunk? Are you kidding me? You know, are you kidding me?" "Hey, David." I was like, "Girl, you must not know me then." because I don't care if he really, seriously. So I remember thinking to myself, and you guys call yourselves Christians. Yeah, y'all are the kind of Christians that watch people walk by in destitute poverty and put your nose up in the air because you're better than they are. Ugh, drives me insane. Why isn't this light coming on? There we go. Okay, there we go. Drives me insane. So those two ladies, and then what they would do was they would come inside and they would talk shit about the people that they saw while we were at work. Like the crackheads who would come in and try to steal these, like we had these like $20 candles that smell so good. And one day I was at work and this lady came in. She was on crack and she had a big old empty purse and she stuck like 3 of those big ass candles in her purse, right? Well, instead of calling the police on her, I stopped her at the door and told her, do you want to go to fucking jail? And she was like, no. And I was like, give me them damn candles out of your purse. And she handed me all 3 of the candles and ran out the door. And my boss was like, oh my God. And I was like, yeah, what? She was like, what if she had hurt you? With what? Her crack pipe? You know, I was just like, God. I cannot, y'all, with people like that. I cannot. Well, that's why I ended up getting fired from that job. I ended up getting fired from that job because I didn't fit in with them. There was no reason to let me go. There was no reason to fire me. They fired me 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. No, it was Thanksgiving and the day after Thanksgiving, and it was fixing to be Christmas, and they let me go. And I remember they didn't even let me walk into the store. I had worked there for over 2 years. And I was walking up to the building and the lady came out and she was like, I have to talk to you. And I was like, what's up? You know? And I was a hard ass worker, y'all. And that's when she told me they no longer needed me. And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, we just don't need you. And I was like, wow. I was like, really? Right, Sonia, and that's another thing that will happen with a lot of people who get sober is they think, oh, well, I'm sober now. I'm better than all these other people. And it's like, no, that's the worst kind of person that you want to run into. That's the worst kind of sober person because no one is better than anybody, okay? It doesn't matter if we're struggling with addiction. It doesn't matter if we're, sober. God, this is driving me insane. Do you see this? These are 2 big-ass pimples that are driving me insane. It doesn't matter, like, we're all human, and that shouldn't be, you shouldn't judge people, because of what they have and what they don't have. I'm not like that. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent, y'all. I just wanted to come on here, talk to you guys about benzo withdrawal, let you know that, I'm here for you. If you need support, if you guys want me to do videos or if you want me to do support groups here on, a certain night where we can invite everybody who's going through benzo withdrawal to come, into the comment section and talk about what they're going through. Let me know what y'all want to do and we'll do it. Okay? All right, guys. Love y'all.